I've opened the crate and I'm like, wow, okay, let's put that back nicely.
Welcome to Smart Talk, where we help you go from truck to CEO by working smarter, not harder. Most movers I talk to are running trucks across the mainland. But what if every move had to cross an ocean? Today's guest operates out of Hawaii, so her logistics look a lot different. I'm your host, Hannah Taizubia, and today we're going to be unpacking culture, complexity, and what it takes to grow from family owned to 80 plus employees in a market that plays by completely different rules. Jana Paz is the VP of Business Development at Dyer Global. Also, congratulations. They just won the 2026 ATA Independent Mover of the Year. Jana, welcome to Smart Talk.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here and thank you for inviting me.
We are so thrilled. So there are a lot of companies that do struggle with the culture and high turnover and burnout and no buy-in. And you've created something super unique. You're 100% employee owned out there. And so let's talk about that because that's not normal. How does that change the way that your team shows up?
It actually all started with Medford Dyer. He had sold the company in 1995, and by the year 2000, we were 100% employee owned. And we have employees, we have one employee that actually was on the payroll in the beginning. Like literally, I think his employee number is 4 or something like that.
Oh,
He's been with us for over 50 years. We do definitely have some long tenure here. I think the fact that we were an ESOP is a big contributory factor. We have a lot of employees, and they take that ownership very seriously. We have a mentorship program when we're onboarding. One of our employees goes to talk to them, talk to them about the importance of the ESOP and what that means to them in the long term. Because sometimes when you first start off, you don't really have that goal in mind, right? I want to do this for the rest of my life, right? But the fact that you can do a good job, show up every day, and you get this really nice nest egg at the end, right? So that reward for just showing up and doing what you normally do does make a difference because they look at that and they go, oh, if there's like a damage or a claim, they're like, oh, that's going to cut into my ESOP. That's going to cut into my ESOPs. That's that mindset within the company. But I think the other thing too is that we are very ohana. We're very family. And we strive to that with our company culture, the things that we do, our events, like bring the kids. Even say during COVID, we were open and we actually had people bringing in their kids. All these little kids were like under desks. So you'd walk out and like they'd pop their head up like little mercats. And I was like, oh my gosh. Or some of them would be like taking class at a table and you're at the copy machine and you're like, hey class.
made it easy for the parents because that was a hard
Yeah,
time. That was a hard time. I love
absolutely.
that you're creating some like level of pride and accountability through that ownership mindset. The fact that you have people stay decades, 50 plus years is absolutely incredible. I want to talk to that employee because that's so unique. Most owners can't keep their crews for a season. Hiring is so stressful. Everybody wants a better culture. And I don't think they actually like know what to do. So I'd love to pick on that. Like what are
Mhm.
some of those like real tangible things that your team is doing every single week?
So one of the things we have Dyer University, and that's where the training comes into play. Like we teach skill first. So it's literally going through the steps like this is a lift fan, this is like how you wrap, this is what the truck looks like, this is what the wrap is. Like literally breaking it down into bite-sized pieces so it's not overwhelming for them. And when we hire, it's a team. So then from then they like, they're classmates and they're all going through the same like pods. That's where we start off is the education part, right? And then even on the leadership side, we meet weekly. What we want to do is kind of go over is are people happy? Is there anything that we can do? What are the struggles that we're having? Like we make it a point like every year we celebrate, right? We have our post peak season party or we have a holiday party. Right after this meeting, what we're going to have is a pre-season discussion on what went well, what do we need to work on, so, like, really bringing people from different departments, like the warehouse. Everyone has a say. To your point, how do you create this? create a say. I value what you're saying, what your experiences are. We're going to discuss it and then see how we can improve on it.
What I'm hearing here, and I want to call that out, is it's not just the conversations, you're making the conversations actionable. And I mean, that goes a really, really long way because it's not just slapping it on the wall and saying, here's what we stand for. You're actually acting on it and you're including everybody. For our movers at home, if you're listening, trying to build a better team. I'd love to hear what's one thing you've done implemented in your business. Drop that in the comments. I'm curious to hear what is real and what's just talk. So I'm gonna shift some gears here. Most of our movers think long distance is hard, and let's be real, it is. But they're still driving trucks from like point A to point B across land. You're moving across islands and oceans. That's like basically international logistics, like all the time.
Yeah.
How do you think about that operationally?
That's why we have to do the training, right?
Yeah.
This is what's going to be happening. We have to manage shock, we have to manage vibration, so the packing procedures and how we pack it in lift vans, put those into containers. It's the box within the box kind of situation. So, managing to that and just our process and how our culture is. This is going to go to Tennessee. This is going to go to Bahrain. This is going to go to Japan. Like, that's a long travel, right? So making sure that we're like packing to those measures and those long distances.
Yeah, it's not just from truck to location. Like you've got packing, you've got lift van, you've got containers, you've got ocean. It feels like planes, trains, and automobiles here.
Yes, it is. I did want to kind of mention one of the things that we do logistically. We're a self-sufficient moving company. And what I mean is we have our own haulers. So they bring the containers in. We have our own carpenters. So they do all the crating. So everything is in-house. We have fuel tanks on premise. We have a mechanic on site. It helps us keep moving always forward, is making sure that we have the tools and we're not waiting on anything, right? So that efficiency. One of the dynamics that might be a little bit different versus a continent is space. The roads are really narrow here. Parking,
Mhm.
ugh, parking
Yeah,
is
yeah.
even if you're gonna go out to dinner, I hate to say this, but I'm like, is there parking? That determines if I go or not.
It's, and that's a hassle. And here's what I'm hearing is like, there's more complexity, it's more risk, it's a lot more coordination. You're
Yeah.
Wonder Woman in this capacity. I'd love to take our mainland movers here a little bit and say, what lessons from your world do you think they could steal and put back on the mainland?
We work with a company that does high-end furniture installations, and so it goes hand in hand with what we already do. That was definitely through connection. Like that difference of leaning on your network and asking them, "Do you have your labor?" We try to level off, right? Peak season and then the
Yeah.
other part. So that's that other part. And it's really like shamelessly asking if I'm going to be honest, but at the same time, like really using your network because again, Hawaii is small, it's an island, and there's no other resources except for each other.
Movers, are you hearing this? Hawaii is collaborative. Yeah. Let's talk
Yes,
about that. Let's talk about because that's not something that most movers, especially crowded markets here, it's like price wars and lack of trust. Some of them do work together through like their association bonds, but it's different in Hawaii.
it
So
is. It
yeah,
is.
explain that.
And I'm actually very proud of it. Hawaii is an island. If anything should happen, we only have each other. And with that mindset, we have to be collaborative. So, for example, if a container comes in and it's going to be filled with different shipments, I'll call up one of our competitors, look at, hey, I got your stuff, or vice versa. You have my stuff. Can we get it? Can we pick it up? Can I drop your stuff off? Like, so that collaborative just on a basic operational day it's our everyday. I like to call them friendly competition. I like to call them friends, to be honest. Just last week went to an association meeting and like at the bar, how's your family? How's your friends? Like how's it going? And I enjoy them personally. Like I think they're amazing people. I think honestly most movers are. If I'm going to be honest, we've had natural disasters, the Maui fires, the Kona lows, on Oahu. If there is any type of situation like that, we really only have each other. Hey, do you guys need anything? Yeah, we're good, kind of thing, checking in with each other. But it's also on the collaboration, the reward is, hey, you know what? I'm too busy. Can you take one of these jobs away from me? Or vice versa. Like that's where you really lean on each other, even on the busiest times. Like, hey, you know what? I'm swamped. I think that'd be a great customer profile for you. Give them a call, kind of things. That's the elevation of this industry and the collaboration with it.
Well, at the end of the day, you're all entrepreneurs and you're all trying to build something and you're all trying to service very similar customers. The reality of it is you don't win by hiding everything. You're raising the standard together, which is creating a much better customer experience. That's what we're doing this for, is we're helping people with those logistics, whether it's residential, commercial, or military, and you're raising that bar together, which I think is so special. I want to talk a bit about growth because you've had
Yeah,
an amazing journey. You
yeah,
started really heavy in military and
yeah.
now you've expanded out, you've got commercial, air freight, luxury goods, you mentioned.
You
That's
do,
not
you do.
accidental. So, what drove you to make those market decisions?
Started off in the military, and because the same process is the same, military shipments and commercial. So that's where we had opened up into the commercial side. I would say we started moving heavily when the GHC came across, but we've always had an air freight division. We acquired an air freight company, and it's not even
Okay.
just air freight, right? It does a whole like special projects. We do high-end luxury goods, and that one is definitely extreme white glove, right? Like,
That's those
yes.
Hermes and Chanel bags.
Actually, it's interesting to see what does come through. That was honestly a surprise for me. Like, these companies also deal in furniture and household goods. They're just honestly amazing pieces. I've opened the crate and I'm like, wow, okay, let's put that back nicely.
I know, I wanna see some of these things. That's like a calendar of the year where I wanna know what the February, like, fold out is.
A surprise in every box for sure. And with the high-end luxury goods, we don't just service Oahu. Within all the islands, we send crews. It's literally like a bus ride, right? So the plane ride from Oahu to the Big Island is about 45 minutes. So it's like a shuttle bus, and it's common to see people on the morning plane, like at 6 a.m., like construction workers, dental assistants, like everybody is like on the bus going to work on a different island.
It's like the subway system of Hawaii.
Yes, I'd have to say that that is something else that's a little bit unique to Hawaii. We're movers, we send over the crews, the tools, and the goods, and then they come back that same day.
That's amazing. I hear from a lot of removers is like, "Hey, I'm trying to grow in by doing a lot more jobs." Like, you are actually building complexity into your business, like levels of services and different moving
Yes,
parts, and that usually breaks. You just won Independent Mover of the Year. Congratulations again. Super proud
thank
of
you.
you. What's your advice for people that are it's not just growing by doing more moves, it's adding that complexity. How do they do this and not break things?
So one of the things like on the military side was the requirement of like electronic inventory, right? So we felt that it was important to invest into technology only to enhance like the volume of experience, like the volume that we can do. So for example, one of the things that we were recognized for is we've got a weight ticket app in our warehouse. So they add the crates, they get your gross and your tear, and what happens is we had an API connection from that in the warehouse to our software. So there's no double entry. So the whole idea is how do we make this a seamless process? And that time alone of just writing on a piece of paper, taking it into the warehouse, adding it up, putting it into the system, taking away errors, taking away double
Mhm.
entry, that could have saved me at least an hour to and a half, depends on the shipment, just from that whole process, right? So then we can just keep moving forward. Like, how do we improve the processes to continue to keep moving forward?
I really like that you're looking at plaque to chisel away with technology, where it's like, this is something that has a margin of error. This is something that's taking too long. The human is still there. The customer service is there, but you're focused now on the job you need to provide versus like, oh, I've got to do all these little logistics. I can only imagine notes being passed and forth, the errors that could happen there.
Yes, yes. We all have bad days or we're just not on point or we're a little bit distracted.
Yeah.
So it happens. So the fact that we're trying to eliminate that part and then continue that business process, really proud of it, really proud of the team that adopted it and embracing our new processes. Because change can be hard. But once you see the value of it, then, for other people, as far as like how a business like from start to finish, how faster that can go and how smoother that will go, that becomes a win for everybody.
I could sit and continue to have this conversation. I'd love to have this conversation in Hawaii, of course, putting
Yes,
that plug out there. I don't know.
I think it's
But
important.
Right, right. We could do that. I love this ownership mindset, like the heartbeat of Ohana and the way that you operate is just so unique. The discipline that you put in operations and taking that culture forward into education, you're bringing everybody in, and then so unique. This industry collaboration, like movers, listen up. When is the last time you sat down and talked to one of your competitors? Let's cross that out and say friends. When's the last time you had a conversation with one of them? And when are you going to? So drop that down in the comments and tell me. That, Jana, is how you build something that lasts 50 years. I hope they're all paying attention to this. It's how you go from running jobs to real business. Before I sign us off, any last words of wisdom for movers out there that you'd love to leave them with?
I think one of the biggest things that might be missed by some movers is get involved in associations, right? You're not an island. Get some feedback, get some information, just talking about the smallest things like, hey, what's your platform for reimbursing drivers? And how do you do that? How do you track that? How do you make that easier for your lives? It's a rewarding process getting involved in associations, whether it's your local, FIDI, IAM, CMSA. If you value your business, you're going to value what you can get out of those conferences.
It's so funny you mentioned too. SmartMoving will be at. We're going to be at CMSA. We're also going to be at IM. Looking forward to seeing everybody there. If you guys got value out of this, hit subscribe, drop some comments. We answer all the questions we get. And if you're serious about having more conversations and networking, I also want to invite everybody to come to Summit. That's 3 days, hundreds of movers, and real strategies from coaches, both inside and outside the industry. So that's October 8th through the 11th in Scottsdale, Arizona. Tickets are on sale now. Early bird is going to be going away soon, so get them while you can. It's summit.smartmoving.com. I'll drop the link down in the comments. Thank you so much, Janet. You've been amazing. Really do appreciate you. Let's bring some of that Ohana into the mainland moving forward. Until next time, guys, work smarter, not harder.